Om Shanti. Make your foundation of faith strong and remain constantly fearless and carefree. See virtues, do not defame. When someone defames one of two friends, then the other friend would completely transform his attitude. Where there is faith, the meaning of words can be changed and the situation made small. So, see each one's specialities, and although you are many, you will then all be seen to be united. The gathering will be united in one direction. When someone tells you anything defamatory about anyone else, then instead of supporting him, transform the attitude of the one saying it. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 17. Make your foundation of faith strong and remain constantly fearless and carefree. Today's topic: see virtues, do not defame. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Is everyone okay? Mm. Yesterday, someone was asking me that you all know about what is happening in the world, and there is so much fear, there is so much violence, and you see how people are dying. Lot of human resources, lot of resources which is for survival of the humanity are being destroyed, and we know that very soon there might be shortage of everything. Yesterday they said there might be shortage of water, and we know air and water are really the main elements, main support for the human life. And so looking at all that, so the question was that why you all are still smiling? You all look so happy. So what should be my answer at that time? Because Baba has taught us to be always even introverted, but very cheerful. So I said, whatever we need to do, we are doing it. And one of the things which I am doing is in the morning or during day, whenever there is little time for silence, the shine like a sun and give the not only light but the rays of heat, and so that darkness of ignorance, and it is because of the ignorance there is ego, and all that what is happening is whether it is power struggle or ego, it's lot of feelings of revenge, whether between the religions or between different ethnical groups, but there is lot of dispute. And through our state of mind, through our vibrations, we try to change the vibrations, change the thoughts of the enemies or animosity which is prevailing lot into this war. So everyone is ready now, and they say, okay, you if you do it, we will do this, you know. So it's really a new new happening is more into, it was more Air Force, now is Navy. Lot of water disputes and underground, so much is happening. I think you all know more than I. But what Baba is teaching us still, knowing whatever is happening in the world, but we have to make our personal efforts, and with that we reach to our stage of perfection. Because Baba always says that when you ascend, it will bring benefit to everyone. But if you descend, then you cannot help anyone. So for us to serve the world, we have to keep ascending. We have to keep moving forward. In Hindi, Baba say, "Charti kala, sarv ka bhala." So of course, even I am thinking of bringing benefit to everyone, but it has to be through our ascending stage. And for that, one of the point which Baba is bringing is see the virtues and do not defame anyone. In Path of Bhakti, we used to sing the praise of God, right? And now we cannot just keep defaming someone, keep talking against someone, no? Baba says when someone defames one of the two friends, then the other friend would completely transform what he will transform the attitude. So where there is faith, the meaning of the verse can be changed, and they make the situation very small. So Baba is saying, so see each other's specialities. Always see each other's specialities. Although you are many, you all are many, but you will then all be seen to be united. The gathering will be united in one direction. So Baba says when someone tells you anything about other person, this one is like that, and so Baba says, which is defaming other one. So Baba says, if anyone is defaming anyone else, then instead of supporting, transform the attitude of one saying, it's like, no, that's not the intention. That's just maybe that person says it. Even we know that what is being said is right, but we cannot support the way it is done as defaming or, helping, supporting, all that is very important, but not defaming anyone. Because we all have to be careful of our karmas too, right? Dadi Janki used to tell us, even to investigate, go into this, always finding out about someone, also creates karmic account. So she always used to warn us that be very careful of what we think, what we speak, and what we do towards each other, has to be attentive. So we all will inculcate this quality with determination. Oh, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good morning, Didi.
Om Shanti, good morning.
And Om Shanti, Avyakti Parivar. Lovely to be with everyone. Yeah, I was remembering the Chatrak birds today, how the Chatrak birds wait for the raindrops to fall. So it's like when we open our Zoom to listen to you, it's like Chatrak birds waiting to hear the points of the day. I want to maybe start with Baba's Murli from yesterday, in which Baba talked, and he has done this many times, he has mentioned this before, and he refers to 3 ways of accumulating, if you remember, the treasures. One is through your own efforts for yourself. He talks about the account of contentment, your self-content, and also making others content. And he talks about the account of service that is done in an altruistic way. But I was particularly interested what is the significance when Baba talks about contentment totally as a separate subject. Usually it's connected with your efforts, I would think. He always makes a point of contentment as one of the very discrete methods to accumulate in your account, as also, of course, service we can understand, it's a big area, but contentment especially, if you can throw some light on what Bob is thinking on when he repeats this over and over again, 3 ways of accumulating through contentment especially. What does it take for us to be content? Is it something separate from our own efforts that we do with ourselves to create our stage?
Can you, in 2 words, just introduce yourself and where you're speaking from, and then we continue our conversation?
Okay, yes, I am Kala. I'm talking from Peace Village. I think I've been on the Avik Paripar for a long time. So yes, definitely. And I've just been back from Madhuban a few days ago. So still very, very fresh memories of when and what happened, and glad to be with you, Lady, and Avyakti Parivar. It's
Yeah, I am glad that you could make it to your destination
yes,
because
I was so thankful for that. I was remembering Baba's blessing of lovely and lucky. So it was really, fortune that, both going, of course, I was with you, but coming back also was quite smooth comparatively.
because when you all left, the war had just began. So
Yeah, right.
airlines still were available,
Yeah,
and but there are many. They are still waiting for either to get refund and get new tickets.
yeah.
Many. They are sitting in Ahmedabad, Delhi, and even here. So
Mm,
those who reached, but those who are here are also happy because they get to stay longer.
right.
Right. I think that if you can put your mic maybe little far or something because you are echoing little bit. So for us, it's little difficult to understand. We are hearing, but to understand clearly, maybe just look at your mic and actually contentment is a very big subject, and always there are a lot of questions about contentment. First, I would like to define contentment, which can be called satisfaction, but contentment is a bigger term. I feel that one is contentment of our inner attainments, and second is contentment of achievements, whatever I do, I'm successful, whatever I do, it's in Baba's remembrance. So one is inner attainments and other is outer achievements. So one is about self and the task, but second important contentment is in relationship. Because whether we are 5 of us staying together or 10, but is there contentment or are we not happy with each other? Contentment in relationship is very important. And I feel that that requires some of the good qualities. One is definitely spiritual love. When our relationships are based on spiritual love, then as today Baba said, you look at the virtues of others, you look at the good qualities of others, and also whatever a person is and whatever that person does, we should never show discontent and kind of internally, this one doesn't do right or this one is always like that. And like we have lot of useless thoughts. And this kind of attitude of discontent spreads the vibrations, spread the atmosphere, create the atmosphere based on those vibrations. So how express always your contentment to other. Mama had to give correction, but will say, you're doing very good, you had been following, and then in the end, Mama will say, but pay attention to this, take care of this, in a very, very sweet way, gentle way, respectful way. So we have to tell, but there has to be that deeply respectful way, gentle way. And this way, we're not hurting anyone, but rather there will be a lot of contentment. So, contentment is doing the right things at the right time in a right way that can satisfy one's own self and also others in relationship and also in the task.
Yes. I was thinking, yes, some of us have the opportunity to be with people, especially some of us all the time with people, but some are mostly by themselves, right? Or don't have that much of exposure. What would you say for them that how would they check with their source of, the stage of contentment and especially making others content?
Sometimes whatever we plan is what we like, but there are some people, their likings are different, so they don't feel fulfillment, so they isolate themselves. They don't want to come in Murli, they don't want to join anything we do. If we can ask them what is their interest, what would they like to do? So kind of involving them in thinking process, I think could help to kind of bring them in the gathering. I know it's a big challenge because some really isolate themselves and then they don't receive anything, then they live in their own world and there could be a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of illusions, and so I think we have to see conversation with them can help us to understand what would they like, what are their hobbies, or what are their main interest. So maybe that's one of the method we can use to bring them in the gathering.
Right. And then Baba also talked about how we sometimes accumulate, but then we finish it off by eating from it. And I was thinking, is that about taking praise, taking credit for what you have done? How do we finish off what we have accumulated without letting it accumulate more, multiply more. I think he made a difference between those who finish off what they have accumulated plus those who keep continuing to multiply. And I was just thinking maybe it's ego or it's, body consciousness. How does that happen?
No, Baba gave two methods of accumulation. One is being a bestower, and other is, you know, like personally, by using it, if I have to be tolerant, and I am tolerant in a natural way, I'm accumulating the power of tolerance. My quality of tolerance is increasing, right? Or another way also is that a person who is not tolerant and kind of adverse to, showing that anger or lack of satisfaction, but then we can also still be tolerant with them. So, donating in some way, using that virtue more and more, helps us to accumulate. Baba always says in the Lokik world, if you spend something, you lose it. But here, when we spend, we accumulate more and more. So it becomes then natural, tolerance and love and different qualities. It's automatically, you will
Kind of
find that.
limiting yourself, you mean? It's like, you said, if you've done it once, you say, okay, I've done it once and I don't want to do it anymore. Maybe something that you put yourself in a limit, right? So the other thing, of course, I think you have made very beautiful reference to it already in terms of what's happening in the world and where we stand. And we have so much of knowledge, information. And what I find myself, of course, we are all in different situations in different parts of the world. But one thing that I'm trying to do more of is to knowing everything about past, everything about the future, what's going to happen, but still being present in the moment, uh, to completely be aware of what's happening around and what I need to do. I think Baba talked about it in the blessing yesterday about being Trikaldarshi. It was a very beautiful blessing, staying in, but particularly in terms of staying in the present. How do you do it? Because you're always so much in the present, so current, so relevant, so connected. How do we do that in spite of knowing all that's coming and all that has happened, putting all of that aside, but being in the moment?
I think you should be very happy that you are in peaceful age where everything, the nature is blossoming and pure air, everything is good, right?
Yeah,
But the fear, what's going to happen,
right.
that shouldn't exhaust us
Mm,
because we always think, so just enjoy, be happy, and let service happen there. I mean, whatever is happening in the world, we know it,
mhm,
but we know that no fear should panicky. What will happen now? Should we expand or not? Should we do service or not? This could happen. That those wasteful thoughts shouldn't be there.
mm,
Just say, okay, let's observe drama and play our part. We cannot really do anything for anyone. Everyone has to play one's own part.
mm,
So we play our part, and like we are in Shantivan, it's beautiful, big family. We are still getting cooked food.
mhm,
Yeah, we couldn't make what we wanted, but at least everyone was getting Brahma Bhojan, and everything is really going well, and even two diverse situations. But we are in this situation, and we always have good wishes for everyone, right? That's our thought. So it's really nice to talk to you.
Right.
And
Yeah, and really heart is full of gratitude for what we have received in Madhuban, and of course now we know there's many who cannot go to Madhuban. So if there's any special suggestion for us to create Madhuban around us,
Hmm. Yeah, there are many who are canceling their trip. Some are still coming. I heard that Malaysia 60
yeah,
are coming, and from Canada 20 are coming. Some are coming and some are canceling. I think that, as you mentioned also, that some are planning to go to London for their retreat, Madhuban experience. But those who had been to Madhuban, they can share and create a timetable like in Madhuban, read whatever is being spoken. And so I think keep our energy full of knowledge, yoga, and, create good programs. I think that will keep everyone not only experiencing, but also happy and content. Right?
yes, very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Didi, so
Oh,
much. Mhm.
mhm.
Lots of love.
Lots of, yeah, lots of greetings to those who couldn't come.
Yes,
But yeah, I encourage you can go to London.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Om,
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you. So tomorrow is Tuesday. Our schedule from Amrit Villa 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. In the evening 5 to 6 p.m. English Awake Malay Revision.